Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
All right, good morning. Who's the deputy this morning?
We have Sergeant Kennedy, Deputy Ashu, Deputy Crawley, and Deputy M. Lee.
All right, Crawley, Ashu, Emily, and who's the other one?
Sergeant Kennedy.
Kennedy. All right, good morning. Good morning to you all.
Good morning, sir.
All right, you all ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. All right, good morning, everyone. Today is February 19th, it's 2022. This is the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. Judge Knight's presiding here on the first appearance calendar. This morning, I'm going to inform you of what you're charged with, your bond amount, that's if you're entitled to a bond, your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing. Also, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. But before I do all of that, most importantly, I must let you know what your United States constitutional rights are. These are your rights that no one can take away from you. You have them. You're the only one that can give them up or waive them. First of all, you have the right for the state to prove this charge or these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. That is the burden of proof that the state has. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses that the state may call to testify against you. Now, the state is the prosecutor. The prosecutor, if you're charged with a felony, is the district attorney. If you're charged with a misdemeanor, it is the solicitor general. They have to bring in witnesses, which would be the law enforcement officer that arrested you and anyone else involved in your arrest, and they have to outline why you were arrested. If it's a valid legal reason, then your case will be bound over to Superior Court if you're charged with a felony. If it's a misdemeanor, your case will be bound over to state court. Now, that happens at your preliminary hearing, which is also known as a probable cause hearing. If there is not a valid reason to arrest you, then your charge or charges will be dismissed. The probable cause hearing, if you're charged with a felony, is March 28th. If you're charged with a misdemeanor, it's March 29th. If you do not get a bond today, your bond hearing date is April 1st. Now, once I get into speaking with you individually, please be aware that I'm live streaming this first appearance on YouTube, so anyone can be watching now, and anyone can watch later as it is archived. So resist the urge to tell me facts about your case. If you tell me something and later regret it, that will be on you, because it's already here on this live stream court appearance and will be archived. I'm not your lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. I can't help you. I can't tell you what to do next. Those are all things you will speak to a lawyer about. You have the right to an attorney to represent you in all the proceedings and all the way up to a trial and even after trial. And I will appoint an attorney today based on the application for court-appointed counsel that you completed. I will do so today. Also, you have the right to present evidence and testimony on your own behalf if you choose to do so. If you do not testify, then no presumption of your guilt may be raised. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. And also, of course, as I mentioned, you have the right to an attorney to represent you. If you decide to represent yourself or hire a lawyer at your own leisure, then you can do so at any time. As far as bond goes, some of you will get a special condition of bond. You can't contact someone, can't go somewhere. If I say don't go to 123 Main Street, can't go there. Don't contact Joe Smith, for example, can't contact that person. Also, some of you will not get a bond today. That's because you're charged with a crime that I can't give you a bond on. If you're charged with what is known as the 7 deadly crimes, like murder, rape, armed robbery, child molestation, those type of crimes and others, you can't get a bond today, not from me. Also, if you are a flight risk, you have multiple felonies or an extreme criminal history, or you're on parole or probation, those are things that may prevent you from also getting a bond today. Doesn't mean you'll never get a bond, means you're not getting one from me today. Speak with your lawyer. Your lawyer will know what to do to speak with the district attorney to possibly get you a bond before your bond hearing of April 1st. There are no OR bonds. The bonds that I have, some of them are already preset, and then others is based on me reviewing this morning. Also, your next court date is your preliminary hearing date. So I just outlined what that is. It's probable cause hearing. You can waive that probable cause or preliminary hearing if you choose to do so today or at any time. That's your choice and prerogative. You can do so. If you waive your prelim or you bond out of jail before March 29th or March 28th, then your that date goes away and you will be on standby in the mail for a notice for when your arraignment will be in either state or superior court. Also, once I speak with you this morning, I'm only informing you of your charge, any special conditions, bond if you have a bond, preliminary hearing date, March 28th or March 29th, bond hearing date, April 1st, and appoint an attorney to represent you if you qualify or wish to have an attorney. Outside of that, I will ask you if you have questions, and the questions are only related to those 4 things. Everything else, speak to your lawyer. All right, each of you, please raise your right hand. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any statements of testimony you will give in this matter now pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, gentlemen, be on standby. You all can place your hands down. Gentlemen, be on standby. We have the ladies first. One moment.
Brown. Okay, Brown. Khalid. So.
All right, yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Kalaya Brown.
Can you say that again, please?
Kalaya Brown.
All right, Miss Brown. Good morning to you. You're charged with 1 count of possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana. It's a misdemeanor. Your bond is $1,500. You're also charged with possession of a drug-related object. Also a misdemeanor. Your bond is $500. So $2,000 is your total bond. Your preliminary hearing is the 29th of March. That is at 8:30. And lastly, Ms. Brown, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Who's there? Who's next to you? Who's the deputy?
I should, sir.
Shoot. All right. Let's see. Ms. Brown, you went to orientation?
Yes.
Did you go to orientation?
What is orientation? For what?
For the jail that you're at right now, Clayton County Jail.
Yes.
They tell you, well, you also know how to speak to people. I need you to understand that Deputy Issue, if you can inform everyone how to address the court appropriately. We're not outside on the street. I don't know you. This is a courtroom.
Got you, sir. I will let them know, Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Who's next?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. What's your name?
Phyllis Brown.
All right, Ms. Brown. You're charged with 1 count of DUI, driving under influence of alcohol less safe. Your bond is $5,000. Preliminary hearing, March 29th, 8:30. And Ms. Brown, I am appointing an attorney to represent you, ma'am. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, Judge. No, Judge.
Good morning, ma'am. What's your name?
Shakira Colby.
All right, one moment here. This is what it was. All right, Ms. Colvin, unfortunately, let's see. I didn't see the warrant here originally, but I have it. Who is Demarius Matthews? Do you know that person?
Yes, sir.
All right, does that person live with you?
Yes, sir.
Whose address is it?
It's my address.
Does he live there?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see here. Well, there's a special condition on this criminal trespass that you are to stay away from Demarius Matthews. Your
Yes.
bond is $2,500. And your preliminary hearing is March 29th. That is at 8:30. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, Ms. Musa. Yes, George, no George. That's it.
All right, good morning. What's your name?
Morning, sir. Amanda Galvin, Daniel.
All right, yes, ma'am, Ms. Galvin. You are charged with one count of criminal trespass,
Yes, sir.
family violence. $2,500 is your bond.
Okay.
Public drunk, it's $1,000 is
Yes,
your
sir.
bond, $3,500 total.
Thank you, sir.
All right, March 29th at 8:30 is your preliminary hearing. And lastly, I am, Ms. Galvin, appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir, I do not.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, what's your name?
Kendra Davis.
Can you say your name again, please?
Yes, sir. Kendra Davis.
All right, Ms. Davis, you're charged with one count of battery, family violence. 5,000 is your bond. One count of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, 2,000. There's no contact with Daquan Walker. You cannot return to the 415 Sylvia Drive, apartment L8, Forest Park address. If you must go back there, you must have the Clayton County Sheriff or the police or Forest Park Police accompany you within 10 days of your release and get those items from that residence. Your preliminary hearing is March 29th at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
I would like to waive.
Can you say that again?
I would like to waive.
You would like to waive your preliminary hearing? All right.
All right, come on, this way over here. All right, go ahead. Yes, Your Honor, no, Your Honor.
All right, good morning to you. What's your name?
Victoria Gabriel.
All right, Ms. Gabriel, you're charged with one count of no insurance. Your bond is 1,000. Suspended registration is 1,500. Violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of THC, that's a felony, is 5,000. And lastly, possession of less than an ounce of marijuana is 1,500. 8,000 is your total. Your preliminary hearing is the 28th of March, 8:30. And Ms. Gabrielle, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, Ms. Kiera. George, Ms. Kiera is 24.
Ms. Who? Who's this?
Kiera,
Kiera. Okay.
she's 24.
Okay. Kiera McGregory, I mean. All right. Ma'am, Ms. McGregory, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. Your bond is 2,500. You can't return to 6234 Spine Road, Atlanta, Georgia, unless you have a plane ticket or a MARTA ticket.
Mhm.
And your preliminary hearing is the 29th of March at 8:30. And she will hire her own attorney or represent herself. All right. That completes your first appearance.
All right, Judge, we're going to start with the males, so.
Yes, sir.
Go straight. You got it.
I can go home now?
Yeah. You got it, talking about the Mr. Brown, step forward, sir. Come on straight. You must stand right here. Here's how you answer the judge, all right? It's no, your honor, yes, your honor, all right? Or not on the street, stand right here, hold it up to your nose. I'll say your name.
Yes, sir. Good morning. What's your name?
Mark Brown.
All right, Mr. Brown, charged with 1 count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and that is possession of marijuana. Less than an ounce is a misdemeanor. 1,500 is your bond. Possession of a drug-related object, misdemeanor, 500. No tag light, 500.
Yes.
All right, 2,500 is your total. Preliminary hearings the 29th of March, 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, sir? Can you hear me?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, that completes your first appearance.
You say your name, Mr. Judge. Yes, your honor.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Xavier Cruz.
All right, Mr. Cruz. Sir, you're charged with, do you know what you're charged with?
I believe so.
All right, failure to register as a sex offender. There's no bond today. The 28th of March, 8:30 is your preliminary hearing. Lastly, Mr. Cruz,
Oh, yes, your honor.
I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Your bond hearing is the 1st of April at 8:30.
Okay.
All right, you have any questions?
Yes, sir, I do.
Go ahead.
I have to wait for April 1st. There's no other way I can try to get a bond before that.
No, sir. Well, once you speak with your lawyer is possible can get a bond before April 1st.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Take your full names.
Good morning. What's your name?
Jorge.
Cruz.
Mr. Cortez, or was it Cortez Villanueva?
Yes, sir.
All right, yes, sir. You're charged with 1 count of battery, and that's a misdemeanor. Your bond is 5,000. You can't have no contact with Natalia Cruz at this time. Who lives at the 4359 Gold Leaf Terrace address?
Yes, sir.
You live there? Does Natalia Cruz live there too?
Yes.
All right,
Yes, sir.
at this time, you can't go there. You have to contact the Clayton County Sheriff or the police to accompany you to that address. And you must do so within 10 days of your release. To get any personal items, you have to separate at this time and not be around her unless and until that's changed by another judge. You understand that, sir? All right,
Yes, sir.
preliminary hearings the 29th of March, 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
I did go, it's okay.
Say that again for me, please.
No,
No questions. Preguntas, none. All right,
Come on, this way. Thank you.
thank you.
Oh, yeah, no. Yes, sir, no, sir, yes, your honor, no, your honor.
All right, how you doing this morning?
All right,
All right, sir, what's your name?
Antoine Clark.
All right, Mr. Clark, your chart. Do you know these bond amounts already?
What, about $300?
Well, the restricted, well, one moment. The criminal trespass, I apologize. Criminal trespass is your charge. And it's 2,500.
Was that
No
200?
contact. This is Antoine Clark.
Yes.
2,500 is your bond. You cannot return to the 4950 Old Dixie Road address at this time.
That BP, ain't it? Yon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that BP, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so on Forest Park. Old Dixie Road in Forest Park. Yes, sir. Right on the corner.
Right.
Yes, sir. All right. So your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 29th of March at 8:30. And Mr. Clark, lastly here, sir, what is you said I don't know what these notes are. Honest God, truth, I'm not lying.
See at the top. You already know what I'm dealing with.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, that's gonna be for somebody else. Okay, not me, sir.
You say what on?
That's gonna be for somebody else. I'm not gonna deal with that this morning. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. You have a good day, sir. That concludes your first appearance.
Stop looking at me like that. Man, shut up, man. Put out in the aggressive stuff, man.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
Jason Gordon, sir.
One moment, Mr. Gordon. All right. You're charged, sir, with one count of aggravated assault by strangulation. Another count is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. One count of entering an automobile. One count of theft by taking. Those are all felonies. There's no bond on any of those 4 offenses. Then you're also charged with battery, which is a misdemeanor and is 5,000. So there's only a bond of 5,000 on the battery. The other offenses, no bond. Your preliminary hearing is the 28th of March, 8:30. Your bond hearing is April 1st at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Mr. Gordon, you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir. What's your name?
Hayden Good.
All right, Mr. Good. Sir, you're charged with one count of violence misdemeanor. 5,000 is your bond. Criminal trespass, also a misdemeanor. Your bond is 2,500. You cannot at this time have contact with Mackenzie Powell, who lives at the 5724 Riverdale Road address.
That's her address.
That's her address where you can't go back there at this time.
Yes, sir.
All right, your preliminary hearing is the 29th of March at 8:30. And lastly, Mr. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, yes, sir. What's your name?
Ricky Head.
All right, Mr. Head, you're charged with quite a few offenses here. I'm gonna go with the misdemeanor offenses here first. Transaction of a drug-related object. Your bond is 500. Defective headlight. 500. Improper lane change, 500. No tail lights, 500. Improper signal, turn signal, 2 counts of that, 500 each is your bond. No license, 500, well, I'm sorry, 1,000 is your bond. And then you're charged with 3 counts of entering an automobile. No, 4 counts of that, I'm sorry, 4 counts of entering automobile and of theft by taking. Those counts are felonies. There's no bond on any of those 5 felonies. Your preliminary hearing scheduled for the 28th of March, and your bond hearing is April 1st. All right, Mr. Head, do you have any questions, sir?
Just one. They said it was 4 felonies.
All right. You have any other questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right.
Come on, check.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
Jonathan Jones.
Mr. Jones, charged with 2 misdemeanors, possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. Your bond is 1,500. Possession of a drug-related object. Your bond is 500. All right, 2,000 is preliminary hearings the 28th of March, 8:30. And Mr. Jones, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, is making sure that Mr. Hernandez, Landro Hernandez is bonded out.
He's bonded out, Your Honor.
He's bonded out.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yes, sir. What's your name?
April Lawrence.
All right, Mr. Lawrence. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery or simple battery. 25 is your bond. 1 count of criminal damage to property. Well, criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. Your bond on that is also 2,500. That's a felony. 5,000 is your total. There's no contact with David Kareem.
Yes, sir.
All right. Preliminary hearings the 28th of March, 8:30. And lastly, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, yes, sir. What's your name?
Marquise Mitchell.
All right, Mr. Mitchell. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving under influence of alcohol, less safe. 5,000 is your bond. Knowingly driving a motor vehicle with invalid registrations, 1,500. Improper lane change, 500. And insurance, 1,000. These are all misdemeanors. Your preliminary hearings the 29th of March, that's at 8:30. And lastly, Mr. Mitchell, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. With each bill amount, what's the totality of that?
The total amount?
Yes, sir.
One moment. All right, so we got 8,000 is your, well, no, yep, 8,000 is your total.
Yes,
5,000, 1,500, and 500. All right, 8,000 total, sir.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, yep, thank you. Yes, sir, what's your name?
Hey, how you doing, Leon Nagby?
All right, yes, sir, Mr. Nagby, I'm good. Your charges are misdemeanors, 3 of them. No headlight, your bond is 500. Driving while license suspended is 1,500, and less than an ounce of marijuana is 1,500.
All
All
right.
right, and your preliminary hearing is the 29th of March at 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Mr. Nagby, you have any questions, sir?
You said 1,500, 1,500, and 500?
3,500 total.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Yes, sir. What's your name?
Dante Price.
All right, Mr. Price, you're charged with one count of entering automobile. There's no bond today on that offense. Your preliminary hearing scheduled for the 29th, I'm sorry, the 28th of March at 8:30. And your bond hearing is the 1st of April at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right.
Sean Prendergast.
All right, yes, sir. Mr. Prendergast, you're charged with quite a few charges here, sir. So driving under the influence of alcohol is 5,000 is your bond. Reckless driving, 1,500. Too fast for conditions, 500. Speeding, 1,500. License not on person, 500. Crossing the guard line, 3,000. Violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, which is possession of MDMA, 3,000. Preliminary hearing 28th of March at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you, sir. You have any questions?
Can you tell me the total of all everything?
Let's see, 5,000 plus 1,500 plus 500 plus 1,500 plus 500 plus 6,000. Were you adding that with me?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's your name?
Raven. Willie
All right,
Raven.
Mr. Raven, you know what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
All right, there's no bond on any of those offenses, okay?
Okay.
All right, your preliminary hearings the 28th of March, 8:30. Bond hearing is April 1st, 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. Raven?
No, sir.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you. All right, good morning. What's your name? All right, Mr. Thomas, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. At this time, you can't return to the 302 Spring Lake Drive in Morrow. Preliminary hearing is of March at 8:30. And you will hire an attorney or represent yourself. You have any questions, sir?
No, sir, but I'll be able to get out today.
If you can make your bond and there's no hold, sir, you should certainly get out today.
And then also, I don't know if somebody will be able to pretty much do my bond out of here, but I don't, I was trying to see if I can kind of like get myself out of here or if that was possible.
I didn't hear the last part. You're trying to get who there?
I was just trying to get myself out of here. I don't know if I can put in calls, but I don't know if it's that way, but we can see.
Oh, you have to talk with the bonding company and also speak with the sheriff. The sheriff controls the jail, sir. And the bonding company determines what the fees and what the terms of you bonding yourself out would be, sir. You have to speak with those individuals. All right.
Come on this way, sir. On this way.
And
Come on this way.
What was that bond amount?
It is 2,500 in special
Okay.
condition.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Yes, George. No, George. Yes, Your Honor. No. State your full names.
Right now,
State your full names.
Willie Underwood.
All right. Yes, Mr. Underwood. Good morning, sir. You're charged with 1 count of possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. It's a misdemeanor. Your bond is $1,500. Then you're charged with 2 other misdemeanors: possession of a drug-related object and improper lane change. Your bond is $500. Each preliminary hearing is the 29th of March at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. Underwood?
Yeah, how much is all of that in all? How much is that total?
2,500 is your total.
Okay, all right, bet.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you.
Next. State your full names.
Jamani Watkins, County.
All right, Mr. Watkins, sir, you're charged with 2 felonies, 1 misdemeanor. The felonies are possession of marijuana and theft by receiving. 5,000 on each of those 2 offenses, and then theft by receiving stolen property misdemeanor 2,000. So 12,000 is your total. How tall are you, sir? 6'8"?
6'5", sir.
6'5". All right. Your preliminary hearing is March 28th, 8:30. And Mr. Watkins, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Judge, I think that's all we have for today, sir.
Yes, sir. Deputy Ashute, thank you. As usual, see you tomorrow.
All right, Judge. See you
Oh, yeah,
tomorrow.
have a good one. Thank you.
You are Shu.
All right, Miss
Yay,
Mary.
Miss Mary.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
All
Judge,
right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay,
All right.
perfect. Yeah, I'll send these over shortly. You have a good one.
Okay.
Thank you.
You too.
All right, see you.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Miss Mixon, Micaiah Mixon. Miss Mixon, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right. You have here on with us is Durante Partridge. He's counsel, ma'am, for you. And there are 2 offenses here. You're charged with possession of more than 1 ounce of marijuana. It's a felony in possession of a Schedule 1 controlled substance, THC. Gummies, both felonies. I will hear from Mr. Partridge on bond this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Judge, we're asking for the court to set a reasonable bond as it relates to Miss Nixon. Judge, she's here visiting from New York, actually looking to relocate and have been scouting apartments. However, Judge, it's also her birthday weekend, which unfortunately with the contents of the vehicle, her and her co-defendant were found in possession, was for personal usage, Your Honor. With that being said, Judge, she does have community or contacts with the community here. She has a gentleman here by the name of, give me one moment, Officer Woodhouse, who's a close family friend, like an uncle to Miss Nixon, who's a retired police officer, resides here in Douglasville, Georgia, locally. So, Judge, she does have the community contacts. She's never been in trouble before. This is her first time being arrested. She's 29 years of age. She just turned 29, is my understanding. Again, with this being her birthday weekend. Outside of that, Judge should have no issues with coming back to court whatsoever. Judge, also to note, I believe her parents are on the live stream. They drove down from New York last night to try to be here and be present. So, Judge, they take this very seriously, and Ms. Nixon will take it very seriously as well with regard to showing up in court. So we're asking the court to set a reasonable bond that she may make so that she may be released, Judge, and we'll fight this case moving forward.
Yes, sir, Mr. Partridge. Thank you.
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Nixon, happy belated birthday. That was yesterday. Is that right?
Yes, Judge.
All right. What part of New York?
I'm from the Bronx,
The Bronx? Like what?
Baychester. It's like Northeast Bronx.
All right. All right, ma'am. I grew up in Brooklyn. So shout out to the Bronx. Have a lot of good friends from there. You have a good attorney. However, I do understand the situation here. As much as he's advocating for you, I have to do what I have to do, which is follow the law. All right. What's happening here is 2 felonies. I do understand the situation. You just picked the wrong place and the wrong time to do so. $5,000 on each offense is your bond. $10,000 is your total. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
All right. That will conclude your first appearance this morning. Mr. Partridge, thank you, sir, for coming. I'll see you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Judge Nice. Have a great day, great week as well.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. To continue on here for everyone that's remaining, please recall that this is an informative calendar. So I will simply tell you what you're charged with, what your bond amount would be, and that's if you're entitled to bond, what your next court date is, which is your preliminary hearing. Also, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. But most importantly, I must inform you of your United States constitutional rights. No one can take these rights away from you. The only way these rights go away is if you waive them or give them up. And so I must let you know that the state has the burden of proof. They must prove this charge or these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. The state is the district attorney if you're charged with felonies, or the solicitor general if you're charged with only misdemeanor offenses. The state also includes any state actors, and that is the arresting officer, an investigator, detective, a drug tester, anyone involved in the prosecution of the criminal offense or offenses against you is considered the state. You have absolutely no burden. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses that the state may call to testify against you. You have the right to present evidence on your own behalf, to subpoena witnesses. And if you choose not to testify, then no presumption of your guilt may be raised. You also have the right to an attorney. Certainly, as you just saw, Mr. Partridge was on here for Ms. Nixon. You have the right to an attorney, not just a trial, but in any proceeding related to your criminal offenses. I will appoint an attorney to represent you if you so qualify based on the application for court-appointed counsel that you completed this morning. Also, I must let you know that some of you will not get a bond today, and that is not because of anything other than the law does not allow me to give a bond on certain criminal offenses. They're known as the 7 deadly sins or 7 deadly crimes, such as armed robbery, rape, child molestation, those type of offenses and others. Also, if you're charged with, for example, trafficking a drug, or you're on parole or probation, or you may be considered a flight risk, or other factors are included as to why you may not get a bond today. Doesn't mean you'll never get a bond. It means that you will wait until your bond hearing date, which is April 1st. And there will be arguments from the state and you or your attorney to see if you can get a bond, or your attorney can speak with the district attorney to see if you can get a consent bond. Also, if you have a special condition of bond, that means that you cannot go somewhere or contact someone. So for example, I say, don't go to 123 Main Street. That's a special condition. Don't contact Joe Smith. That's a special condition. You can't contact that person or go to that location. Failure to follow the special conditions of bond can and will result in additional criminal charges like influencing a witness, aggravated stalking. Also can result in revocation of your bond. So keep that in mind. I don't work for or with any bonding company. So that means I don't know what the fee is, the percentage is, how much you have to pay. Those are questions for a representative of the bonding company. Also, if you don't get a bond today, again, your attorney can work that out with you getting a bond, or April 1st is your bond hearing date. Your next court date is your preliminary hearing date after today. Preliminary hearing is probable cause. It's a legal reason, an articulable legal reason. The state, who is the arresting officer or someone involved in the arrest, they must come to court and say, hey, I arrested this person because these things, these are the reasons. It has to be a legal, valid reason. If it was a legal, articulable, valid reason, your case will be bound over to state court if it's a misdemeanor, superior court if you're charged with at least one felony. If it's an invalid reason or unlawful arrest, your case will be dismissed. If you waive your preliminary hearing, that means you don't get that opportunity. You can waive that today or at any time. Also, you can waive if you bond out. So once you bond out of jail, that preliminary hearing date is automatically waived. You will be on standby for your next court date in the mail, which will be your arraignment. You'll get a notice in the mail for that from the clerk and the court. Also, today, I will speak with you about charges, bond if you're entitled, special conditions, appoint the attorney to represent you, and then ask if you have any questions only related to those things. The court-appointed counsel will make contact with you either through your address or if you're still in custody. I don't work with the public defender or Lister Holden Dennis, so I can't tell you when they will make contact with you. You'll be on standby for that contact. Lastly, this is being live streamed on YouTube, so resist the urge to tell me facts about your case. Anyone can be watching now, and then anyone can watch it on archives. I'm not here to help you. I'm not your lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. That's what your lawyer will be for. So if you tell me something and you later regret it, that will be, as they say, on you. So keep that in mind. We're not here to try your case today. Each of you raise your right hand for me, please. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any statements or testimony you will give in this matter. The first appearance now pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, gentlemen, be on standby. We'll have the ladies first. All right, Deputy Ashley, you gave the briefing to everyone. We're not outside on the street. I'm not anyone's friends here. Address the court with respect.
I did, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, good morning. One moment.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right.
Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Cynthia Cantrell, sir.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Cantrell. All right, you're charged with one count of driving under the influence of alcohol. This is a misdemeanor. Your bond is $5,000. Preliminary hearing is the 29th of March, and that is at 8:30. And Ms. Cantrell, I am appointing an attorney to represent you, ma'am. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Diallo.
All right, Miss Diallo, you're charged with one count of battery. That is a misdemeanor, battery family violence. You are to stay away from City Bar. Who lives at the 9281 Grady Drive, Jonesboro address?
Me and him and the kids.
You and him? Unfortunately, Ms. Diallo, at this time, You cannot return to the 9281 Grady Drive, Jonesboro address. You must make an appointment with the Clayton County Sheriff or the police. You must, or the Jonesboro Police. You must go with them within 10 days of your release from the Clayton County Jail to get any belongings of yours, and not return to that address until such a time as this bond condition is changed. You understand the special conditions, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 29th of March at 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? You have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Do I have a bond today?
5,000.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning to you. What's your name?
Andrea Howard, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Howell, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. It's a felony. Your bond is 20,000. There's no contact with Torrance Brooks. You can't return to the 1564 Norman Crossing Riverdale address at this time. If you must return, ma'am, you must make an appointment with the sheriff or local Riverdale police to go to that address. Your preliminary hearing is the 30th of March. That is at 8:30. And I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, Ms. Howell?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. What's your name?
Dominique Lamar.
All right, Ms. Lamar, you're charged with 1 count of battery, family violence. It's a misdemeanor. Your bond is 5,000. No contact with Dane Howell and Shantae Lamar. Is that a family member? Shantae Lamar?
My mother.
That's your mother? All right. Do you live at the, do you all live at the 1762 Deer Crossing Way address?
No, sir.
All right, who lives there?
My mother.
All right. No contact with your mom and Dane Howell at this time. Preliminary hearing is the 29th of March at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Good morning. What's your name?
Shawana O'Neill.
All right, Miss O'Neill, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond is 1,000. Preliminary hearing, 29th of March at 8:30. And 1 moment here, Miss O'Neill. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I don't forget that. You said the 29th of March, will I get a paper before I leave from here so I can get in my job?
The bond orders, I will send those out shortly after court, ma'am. And you can request a copy from the deputies when you're leaving.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Chantrell Phillips.
Ms. Phillips. 1 moment. Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of cruelty to children in the 1st degree. Your bond is 2,000. You're charged with 1 count of battery family violence. Your bond is 2,500. It's a total of 4,500. And there's no contact at this time with Amina Meadows.
That's fine.
Also, ma'am, your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 30th of March. That is at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Can you repeat my bond amount again?
Yes, ma'am, 4,500.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to you. What's your name? Can you speak up for me?
Thomas.
Thomas, thank you. All right, Ms. Thomas, you're charged with 1 count of speed or speeding, 30 miles over. Your bond is 2,000. 1 count of driving under influence of alcohol less safe, 5,000. Open container, 500. Preliminary hearing, 29th of March, 8:30. And Ms. Thomas, I am appointing an attorney to represent you, ma'am. Do you have any questions?
Can you repeat the amount again?
The total is 7,500. Yes, ma'am.
Come on, man, come on. State your name. State your full name.
All right, Ms. Brown, good morning to you. You're charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property. And that is a felony. Your bond is 7,000. 1 count of obstructing an officer. That's a misdemeanor. Your bond is 1,000. Preliminary hearing is the 30th of March at 8:30. And lastly, Ms. Brown, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, what's your question?
The total bond.
The total bond is 8,000. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Judge, that's the last female we got for today.
All right. To ask you, Dan Parkman is in the hospital?
Yes, sir.
All right, is there a way, I'm dismissing that charge, okay?
All right, Judge, I will let
Is
them
there a
know.
way that, that you can inform him of that?
Yes, we're gonna do that, sir.
All right, I'm gonna dismiss that one.
Okay, sir. And then also, Judge, we have a 24 that we need to do so that we can get him out of here.
Say it one more time?
We have a 24.
Yeah, let's do him. Who's it?
It's Williams.
Let's do Williams first.
All right, he's in route.
Let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Christopher Williams?
He's coming, sir.
No, wait a minute. Christopher Cameron, really, that's the person that you're saying? It's 24?
It's Devon.
Oh, Devon Williams. Okay, I got you. Okay. So did you get my list of the continuances? So Robert Lee Trotter, Christopher Williams, and Casey Guinness will be continued.
Yes, I did, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You talk to the judge.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Judge?
I'm doing good. What's your name?
Modest King, and I'm a god, I'm a demon. My real name is Desmond something Williams something. They know what my name is. His bitch.
All right. Hang on for me. Talk to me. Don't worry about Deputy Askew at the moment. Listen to me.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Criminal trespass, 2,500. You can't go to the Hartsfield Jackson International Airport unless you have a valid plane ticket or you have a MARTA ticket. All right. March 29th at 8:30 is your preliminary hearing. And Mr. Williams, I will appoint an attorney to represent you.
All right, sounds good, sir.
Yes, sir. You have a phone number?
404-376-3490.
All right. You have any questions?
No, sir, I don't. I appreciate you.
All right, no problem. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Yeah, good luck to you.
I love what you say. Let me have bottle.
All right, Deputy, ask you, let's keep folks moving here, please.
Yes, sir. Put it back right here and talk to the judge.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
What's your name?
Victor Butler, Victor Deshaun Butler.
What happened to your face?
The situation,
All right,
Hey.
you can stop. It's okay. That happened in the jail?
no,
Okay. All right. You're charged with 5 counts here. And I have a bond on the criminal damage to property in the second degree, $2,500. There are 2 warrants that I did not receive today for you, sir. And that is hit and run and striking a fixed object. I will, the striking a fixed object already has a bond of $1,500. The hit and run, I do not have it with me, but I will set a bond of $5,000. However, sir, you have aggravated assault and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I'm sorry, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and aggravated battery. Those are 2 felonies. There's no bond today on either of those 2 offenses, sir. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 30th of March, and your bond hearing is scheduled for April 1st. And I see here, sir, that you have your own lawyer. Is that correct?
yes, sir.
All right. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Next time right there, you stay your phone into the dark.
Bryce Edward Blanchard.
Yes, sir. Mr. Blanchard, good morning. You're charged with 1 count of possession of Schedule 2 controlled substance, and that is cocaine. Your bond is $8,000 on that offense. Possession of a drug-related object, $500. You have an $8,500 total. Preliminary hearing is the 30th of March, 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you, sir. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Stay your phone into the dark, okay?
Yes, sir. What's your name?
Michael D. Carnes, good morning.
Mr. Carnes, good morning to you, sir. You're charged with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol. Less safe. $5,000 is your bond. 1 count of tampering with traffic signs or signals. Your bond is $500. Giving a false name, date of birth, or address, $1,000. $6,500 is your total. No contact. I'm sorry. No. Well, I do see it here. I am appointing an attorney to represent you, and your preliminary hearing date will be the 29th of March, and that is at 8:30. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name?
Darnell Coley.
All right, Mr. Coley, sir, you're charged with 1 count of failure to have headlights on, and also 1 count of possession of a drug-related object. Each of those 2 offenses, the misdemeanors, your bond is $500 each. You're also charged with possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Those 3 offenses are felonies, and your bond is denied today on those offenses. Your preliminary hearing date is the 30th of March at 8:30. Your bond hearing date is the 1st of April at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you, sir. You have any questions?
The 30th of March and the 1st of April.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you.
Terrell Collins.
All right, Mr. Collins, good morning, sir. You're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. It's a felony. 20,000 is your bond. Roderick Henley, no contact with that individual. The 30th of March, 8:30 is your preliminary hearing, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
How much was my bond, sir?
20,000.
No questions, sir.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, Judge. My name is Lorente Duffy.
Yes, sir, Mr. Duffy. You're charged, good morning to you. You're charged with aggravated assault by strangulation, battery against a pregnant female, terroristic threats and acts, and criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. Your bond is denied on all of those 4 offenses. Your preliminary hearing date is the 30th of March at 8:30. Your bond hearing is April 1st at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you, Mr. Duffy. You have any questions, sir? All right, thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning to you. Is this Mr. Gaines?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Gaines, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of aggravated battery. They're both felonies. Your bond is denied on both of those offenses. Your preliminary hearing is the 30th of March at 8:30. Bond hearing is the 1st of April, 8:30. You have any questions, sir? I am appointing an attorney to represent you.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Oh, Derek Hewitt. Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
Derek Hewitt.
All right, Mr. Hewitt. You're charged with 1 count of speeding. Your bond is 1,050. No license. Your bond is 1,000. And then 2 felonies: possession of more than an ounce of marijuana and possession of Schedule 1 controlled substance, which is the THC. And 1 moment here. 5,000 on each of those 2 offenses. All right, so your total bond is 12,050. Preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 30th of March, and that is at 8:30. And lastly, Mr. Hewitt, I am appointing an attorney to represent you, sir. You have any questions?
None at the moment, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Morning, Your Honor. I'm Taylor Jeffries.
Good morning to you, Mr. Jeffries. Slide over to the left. There you go. All right. Your charges are simple assault and criminal trespass, family violence on both. You have a 2,500 bond on each of those. 5,000 is your total, sir. Special condition: no contact with Tina Jeffries. Also, who lives at the 7677 Tower Boulevard address?
Just me, Your Honor.
All right. No contact with Tina Jeffries. Preliminary hearing scheduled for the 29th of March, and that's at 8:30. And 1 moment here. Let me make sure on your application, sir. All right. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
I got the chance to waive it.
You do, but you're not waiving this one based on the nature of the offenses. I'm gonna leave it, okay? If you bond out of jail, it's automatically waived.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How you doing there, Joe? Name Kareem Kelly.
Yes, sir. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? All right, Mr. Kelly, you have a few charges here. Expired or no tag registration is 500 is your bond. Possession of less than an ounce of marijuana, 1,500. Obstruction, 1,000. Possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, 5,000. Fleeing from police, 1,000. And suspended license, 1,500. All right, looks like 10,500 is your total, sir. Your preliminary hearing, Mr. Kelly, scheduled for the 30th of March at 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, yes, sir, thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Jerome Mack.
All right, Mr. Mackey. Sir, you're charged with one count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. It's possession of more than 1 ounce of marijuana. Your bond is 30,000. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 30th of March at 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you, sir. You have any questions?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. In the system is Calvin McCutcheon.
Yes, sir. Mr. McCutcheon, good morning to you. One count of criminal damage to property in the second degree. It's a felony. 2,500 is your bond. One count of simple battery, misdemeanor, 5,000. All right, 7,500 is your total. There's no contact with Tatiana Howell, who lives at the Santa Barbara address.
That is Airbnb.
All right. Well, no contact with Ms. Howell. Your preliminary hearing is set for the 30th of March, and it appears, sir, that you are hiring your own attorney.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Who's this? All right, Mr. Malankan, one count of criminal trespass, sir. Your bond is 500. Preliminary hearing scheduled for the 29th of March at 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir? All right, yes, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Aaron Miles.
Mr. Miles. Sir, you're charged with 4 counts. 2 counts of simple battery, family violence. 2,500 is your bond. 1 count of criminal damage to property, 2,500. And 1 count of battery, that is 5,000. Your total bond, sir, is 12,500. Listen closely to the special conditions. There's no contact with Natalie Goff. You can't return to the 5240 Chantilly Terrace address unless you're accompanied by the Clayton County Sheriff or police within 10 days of your release from the Clayton County Jail. You must have them escort you to that location, sir. And your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 29th of March at 8:30. Lastly, Mr. Miles, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
Yes, sir. I just want to ask you, what was my bond again, the whole thing?
$12,500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name?
Leoncio Romero.
All right, Mr. Romero, you're charged with 2 counts here. One is violation of Georgia Controlled Substances, possession of Schedule 1. Bond is $8,000. Also, minor in possession of alcohol, bond is $1,000. Preliminary hearing scheduled for the 30th of March. That is at 8:30, and you are hiring your own attorney, Mr. Romero?
No, sir.
All right, well, you refuse to complete this application. Do you wish to be considered for a lawyer?
No, sir.
All right. You have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Tyson Wade.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you, Mr. Wade. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of false imprisonment. It's a felony. $5,000 is your bond. There's no contact with LaShawn Bizzell.
Okay, so my total is 5,000?
Yes, sir. Your total is 5,000.
All right, sir.
Do you live at the, who lives at the 5715 Rex?
Yeah, that's it. Me and her, we was staying there, but if I was to get released, I'd be getting released in the custody of my mother, and she lives in Covington. So I wouldn't be going back there. But I was gonna ask you, how would that work, being that we have like children, we got children together and stuff, so.
All right. Well, before I answer that, sir, you can't return to that address, 5715 Rex Mill Drive.
Yes, sir.
And as far as the children go, sir, there's a whole lot of options for you.
Okay.
But I'm not your lawyer, so I can't give you legal advice, okay?
All right.
Consult with your attorney, and that attorney may represent, not represent you, but refer you to a attorney who does family law and can tell you how to deal with
Okay, cool.
the children, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
I see that you will be hiring your own lawyer. Is that correct?
When I had court at first, when I came in here, when I first got in here, the lady had asked me if I wanted to get a lawyer through y'all, but I didn't know how that process works. So I ended up asking her at the end of it. I was hoping that she could get one through you guys, if I could get a court appointed.
So you do want to be considered for a court appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
So why'd you put refuse on the form here, sir?
Because when I was talking to the dude, like I said, I had court at first, and I didn't really, everybody was loud at the first one, so I couldn't really hear how they even described it. And I told her at the end of court that I wanted one. That's why I thought this was court. I thought this court date was gonna be the one where I had one. That's why I said refuse, because I figured I would have one. But if not, then yeah, I go ahead and I just get one through you guys.
All right, what's your address? One where your mom is, because that's the one where you're gonna be at, right?
Okay, yeah, that's dang, hold on. 375 Clearbrook Drive, Covington, Georgia.
Spell Clearbrook.
ClearBrook. Clearbrook.
Clearbrook.
Yes, sir.
All right, Covington. What's
Yes,
the
sir.
zip code?
What is Covington? I think it's 30016, if I'm not mistaken.
What's your phone number?
You could put my mother's. I just got my phone honestly before I got booked, so I don't even know my number by heart. But hers is 704-453-3517.
Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
What's your monthly income?
Monthly. I mean, I make about $13.50 an hour, and I work pretty much 7 days a week. Honestly, I do security through APD.
How much money did you make last month?
I don't even calculate all that stuff. Honestly, I'd say probably at least about probably 10K, probably.
10,000 last month
Yeah, probably.
at $13.50 an hour.
Nah,
How many hours a week you work?
Yeah, 2,500.
2,500.
Yes, sir.
Don't be distracted. Stay with me here, Mr. Wade.
I got you. That's my bad, sir.
All right.
I'm sitting here trying to calculate in my head.
How you get paid? You get paid in cash or check?
Nah, I get direct deposit on my Cash App card.
All right. Do you have any interest in real estate?
No, sir.
Do you have any cash or money available to you, sir?
No, sir.
Anyone that can help you with paying for a lawyer?
No, sir.
Have you been in the military?
No, sir.
All right, I am appointing an attorney to represent you, Mr. Wade. You have any other questions?
No, sir. That's it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, the total is 5,000, right? Just so I can keep it in my head.
1 moment. Yes, sir. 5,000.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Be blessed.
You too.
All right, Judge, that should be the last inmate, so.
All right. So Parkman is
Is the one you said,
dismissed.
dismissed, yes, sir.
Does either Montez Hernandez or Adam Hernandez speak Spanish? I mean, English?
No, sir. We already sent them down.
Okay, because they have mostly preset bonds already. So if you want to just inform them, I don't have the preset.
Let me
So
write.
for Adam Hernandez, the total is 1,500.
1,500?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then for Montez Hernandez,
Yes, sir.
the total is $3,500. He had 3 preset bonds. On the speeding was 500. On the no license is 1,000, and the marijuana is 1,500.
Okay, so I got you.
And then the drug-related object, I added that just 500.
All right, sir.
All right. And then the fugitive, I never got the paperwork. So he's continued, or she, Casey Guinness.
Yes, it's she. I already told her.
Okay. All right. All right. I think that's it for us.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you, WS. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. And
Judge, I'll see you Tuesday.
yes, ma'am. Well, actually, no. Judge Gardner actually will be doing it. I'm actually going to be on vacation, so he actually agreed to do it for me.
Okay, all right.
All right. Thank you. I'll send these over shortly. We'll see you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.